Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Winback and on today's episode we are going to be playing Thrall. We're going to try out his Sundering ability that did get buffed at level 20. See if we can make it that far because it is Brax's Holdout. It is a 2-lane snowbally map that just explodes into infinity within the first 20 seconds. So we'll see how it goes. As always, this is a YouTube video, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe your heart out. We do 4 of these per week. We'll eventually happen upon a character that you want to know about and try to tell you all about the things that they do good. Teach you a bit about the game in and of itself. Let's get rid of that chat box. But on to the action. The team comps today are going to be Stitches, Thrall, Hogger, Nova Chromie versus Artanis Asmo, Varian Hogger, and Probius. Not sure why Probius, but that's what's happening. There is a mirror match of Hoggers going on in the top lane, which is strange because last game had literally 0 Hogger in it, and this has infinitely more than that. Fine. Whatever. I'm also in the 4-man with Thrall, which is not specifically where I want to be, but my Hogger went completely unprovoked to the top lane. Really wanted to be up there apparently, and there they go. They're doing their thing. So, playing Thrall, newly updated Thrall. I will talk to you about the talents that got changed, though I do not think that we're definitely not going to pick any of them in this go-round, because I do think that they work much better with Earthquake, and I am not going to be picking that talent. I refuse, because I wanted to try out the Sundering 20 talent, and just trying to get a feel for Sundering Thrall, even though I think it is the worst version of him. So we'll see. Oh my god, this is just going to be one of those games, isn't it? I've been trying to follow up with roots onto my Stitches hooks, but there's just so few hooks that holding my abilities for that long seems like, maybe not a good idea. Ooh, Chromie getting some damage though. Nice. So, if you're not aware, Thrall's abilities are going to be Chain Lightning as our Q. It's going to shock an enemy, dealing damage. You can see it just there. Had there been any other enemies around, it would have bounced to them, also dealing damage. Bounces to buildings, minions, mercenaries, whatever you want. As long as there's something for the lightning to bounce to, it will bounce. And it is going to give us a single stack of our trait every time that it bounces, which is what we'll talk about next instead of going right down the road. Our trait is called Frostwolf Resilience. Dealing damage with abilities grants 1 stack of resilience. At 5 stacks, Thrall is instantly healed for 261 health. And that is the reason that Thrall is such a monstrously tanky bruiser. Thrall can heal through so much shit, and as long as there isn't any extreme burst damage on the enemy team, and CC, obviously, he can live through basically anything. And with the updates to his talent on the most recent go-round, Thrall is going to become even more tanky if you want to build him that way. You can essentially build tank Thrall, which blows my mind. But, yeah. So he's going to get a lot of damage mitigation. You didn't... Okay, good. I was going to say, you have to actually kill him. Even if you trade and he dies, that's fine. As long as he dies. Alright, so... let's get back to the abilities. That's right, that's where we were. Feral Spirit's going to be our W. Unleash a Feral Spirit that deals 194 damage to enemies in its path and roots heroes for 1 second. Each enemy hit increases the distance of the root by 25%. So, if you manage to hit 5 people on the enemy team, you have doubled the range. Oh my god, I'm dead. Doubled the range of your Feral Spirit. And just right there you can see why I hate CC so much on Thrall. Because even that taunt from Varian is enough to stop us from kiting, getting our stacks for our trade up, and living. So CC and burst damage hurt a lot. Really, really bad stuff. Mostly bad stuff for any bruiser, but Thrall also really, really effectively dies to it. Ooh, Probius knows where you are, Nova. You better get out of here. It's going to go ahead and kill ourselves a pylon. Try not to deal with all these fucking photon cannons. And get ourselves a nice, easy route. Can we get out? I'm trying to get out. Stitch is really far away from the fight. I'm going to block Nova to death. And we're going to kill Artanis for being greedy on that kill. So, the E for Thrall, you may have seen it, you may have not, because it is kind of a subtle animation. But it's called Wind Fury. It's going to increase Thrall's movement speed by 30%, and his next 3 basic attacks are going to happen 100% faster. Each one of those attacks is going to give us a stack of Frostwolf resilience, so if you manage to slap all 3 auto attacks out in quick succession, they are going to give you 3 stacks. Oh my god, that photon cannon actually saved his life by blocking the Sandblast from Chromie. That was stupid. He either did that so well to have that when he came out of the stasis, or he was already doing it and just got mega lucky. But we're gonna kill him anyway, so I guess that's fine. Gonna eat that damage, but that's okay. Got the temporal loop going down. I don't think it's going to score a kill. May get Chromie killed, but we're going to use our root and save both Nova and Chromie. That is another extremely good reason that Thrall can peel and do tank things. Yeah, keep that in the back of your mind. I'm getting slapped around, but we had our Wind Fury before he came in, so we got some stacks of our trait and managed to heal through some of that damage. And I will assume that's why we lived. Nice. Love it. Fantastic. Still getting stacks. Wolf stacks, since it does ability damage in that line, if you manage to hit the whole wave with it, you're going to get a lot from the Wolf. It's really, really, really good. And then the ult that we're going to be taking this go-round is Sundering. After 0.5 seconds, sunder the earth in a long line, dealing 413 damage and shoving enemies to the side, stunning them for 1 second. I think the stun on this ability is way too short, and I think the cooldown is way too long for the kind of pathetic amount of stuff that it actually does. Oh my god, he lived. He lived. Yeah, he got away with 30 health. What a lucky bitch. The 429 damage is pretty good, but the everything else about this talent is kind of like, eh. I cannot believe he didn't get hit by the wolf. We're going to body block him to death anyway, so that's fine, but I feel like he should have been rooted. And I feel a little bit robbed. I think... Okay, well, we've got Hogger versus Nova in the top lane and the Zerg wave. I am not entirely certain why defending was the best call here. But maybe it was. I didn't actually take a look at the amount of percentage that each team got for their Zerg. So,
resetting pens as per protocol.
Could be good. Anyway, the building's been saved, but the enemy team's bottom building has been saved as well. So, all in all, worst trade for us because they did do much more damage, and now our Hogger is doing a camp, and very likely to lose this building. Because this Hogger may come down... No, enemy Hogger didn't come down to deal with it. Still really close to losing it. Really, really close. Oh, Proby is getting away with his spell armor. My Chain Lightning was not enough to kill him. Let's talk about the build now, because I hit the root that time. Fuck yeah. Because it is different than the normal Thrall build. Even though Thrall has a very, very strong diversity in builds that work for him. So, whereas normally we'd be taking Blue Lightning at 1, we are actually going to be taking Green Lightning, which is called Rolling Thunder. And what this is going to do, for 8 seconds after hitting an enemy with Chain Lightning, Thrall's next basic attack against them gets a stack of Frostwolf Resilience, and if the target is an enemy hero, we're going to deal 3% of their maximum health and heal for that amount. And now Chain Lightning is also going to bounce an additional time on top of that. So, what this means is that Thrall gets basically double the Frostwolf resilience from one chain lightning use if he auto-attacks everything that's been hit by the chain lightning. Because you can get 5 stacks because it bounces 5 times? 4 times. Does it bounce? It bounces 4 times. So you can get 1, 2, 3, 4. You still need 5. Oh no! Hogger's been baited into killing Nova. Can we kill him instead? Looks like he is just going to hog wild away. Can't catch him. He's bounced into the ether. There's nothing to do. Hopefully our Hogger doesn't die. Big hook onto the enemy Hogger, and he is going to die mid-flight. Fantastic. Our Hogger's still looking like he's in danger, but I think he's just fine because the enemy team has effectively bitched out. So, Rolling Thunder, though. Gonna give you the ability to get Frostwolf resilience with your autos after use of a... Oh my god. After use of a Chain Lightning. And you're gonna do percent health damage to a target that you're auto-attacking, which is going to couple really, really well. Oh my god, did he actually live? He did. Cannot believe he lived, but he did. Wow. Even if Asmo had blocked all those with his body, Asmo would be dead. I'm probably dead soon, too. We're running into the boss pit. Hopefully nobody touches this thing. Hogger's going to kill Stitches. Thank you for your service, my friend. I will cherish my life that you died for. Okay. Actually, we're just going to tap and run back in, because fuck it. I missed the root. My Hogger is in trouble. I'm going to miss the Sundering completely because Hogger is bouncing literally everywhere and he is impossible to hit. So, Thrall into Hogger, really rough as well. I'm not going to lie to you, but I do think that the percentage damage that Thrall can do to Hogger is a very strong counter to him as long as he isn't spinning. So I'll talk about that in a second. But our level 4 talent is called Mana Tide. We're going to get 15 mana and reduce basic ability cooldowns by 0.5 seconds every time Frostwolf Resilience goes off. Now, we don't have a fort here. I don't really know why you gorged him. But now we're going to loop him as well. I can't hit the root from this distance, even if I do have it up. And now it's just time to go. But there's 4 of us here, and we want to keep going because it's 3 versus 4. Let's do it. Got him rooted. He's going to parry all of our Wind Fury damage. And I don't think there's anything left for us to do, which is unfortunate. Not sure why Hogger went off. Hey, Chromie getting an Asmo kill is perfectly fine with me. That means that that was completely advantageous for us. Are we going to be able to kill the enemy Hogger? It is now a 4 versus 1. Can we do it? He's going to dodge my Sundering with his ult. I don't know if that was intentional. Our Hogger is dead because he's punching the boss, and we should not be punching the boss right now. Yeah. So that was either the luckiest dodge in the entire universe, or some extremely smart play by the enemy Hogger to get out of hitting, or getting hit with my Sundering. Now, the enemy Zergwave barreling down is definitely going to kill our fort. There's nothing we can do about that. Chromie is hyper dead as well. I can't even save her with a root, so my apologies, dear gnome lady. Can we kill Artanis? We're going to put all of our percentage damage on him that we can. He is going down this time because Ancestral Wrath is going to deal 15% of his maximum health over 3 seconds and heal us for 150% of that damage, which is nuts because it is a point-and-click 15% maximum health ability, which is so extremely good for killing frontliners. Okay, Hogger might be dead. Enemy Hogger's dead, not ours. That's really cool. Okay, our Hogger is dead too, along with Nova, and I'm just trying to clean the base up from the Zerg. So I love the enthusiasm team. Chasing them kills down seems cool, but I don't want to lose a keep. Nice. Anyway, back to our talents. So Ancestral Wrath, we need 8 stacks of this ability to actually use it, and the way that you get those stacks is by completing a full rotation of your Frostwolf Resilience. So you need 5 stacks of your trait to equal 1 stack of Ancestral Wrath. Make sense? Perfect. So once we get 8 of those, then we can rip that 15% health nuke and shred enemy frontliners. Hogger, Asmo, Varian less so because of his protected, but even Artanis to some extent. All those guys are going to hate getting hit with this ability because it's just so much damage. And it heals Thrall, which is the big reason that Thrall lived through so much. So keep that in the back of your mind as well. That's how the talent synergizes with what Thrall already does really, really well. And then at 13, we're going to pick up Frostwolf's Grace, which is very simply just giving us 1 full rotation of our trait and then healing us for 150% of the amount that it would normally do. So we just hit our D button, we get 1 stack of Ancestral Wrath, 1 full rotation of our trait, and heal for 150% more than we normally would. It is so good to have this button, and it baits people into doing lots and lots of dumb things. I missed that wolf so hard because I thought he was going to try to dodge me. Hogger going after Hogger, thank God. Just one ult right after another. Mirror matches are so much fun, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, that's it for the 13 talent. It's just that good. I mean, it's so simple and wonderful, and I love it. Alpha Wolf is our 16 talent, though. For 3 seconds after a hero is hit by Feral Spirit, Thrall's basic attacks against them deal 3% of the target's maximum health as damage. That boy got actually slammed into the wall and just all of his lunch money stolen. I'm so sorry. It's also going to increase the duration of the route from 1 second to 1.5 seconds for our wolf, which is awesome. Yeah, so anyway, the combo that you want to do when you're playing this build specifically is hitting your wolf, number 1, really important, unlike everything that I've done up to this point. And then once you hit your wolf, you're going to run directly at the person that you've hit with your Wind Fury up. You're going to hit him with a Q first, and then you are going to slap the ever-loving piss out of them with your Wind Fury. And not only is that going to do a 9% damage to them with all 3 of those auto attacks from your 16 talent, you're going to do an additional 3% on top of that with your level 1 talent because you will have hit them with the Chain Lightning, which, math is hard, but 12% seems pretty simple. On top of 15% if you have your Ancestral Wrath going, 27% of a character's maximum health gone within a couple seconds of getting hit with 1 wolf means that Thrall can absolutely fucking shred people, probably in the same amount of time that a Tychus minigun could, while being much more proactive about it and healing himself while all of that is happening. Stitches with the big teleport, multiple people inside the gorge, and that's going to be it. That is going to be it for this game, I guarantee it. We did take World Breaker at level 20, which is reducing the cooldown of Sundering by 40 seconds. And then after Sundering impacts, it leaves an impassable rift, blocking unit movement for 3 seconds. The 40-second cooldown reduction on our R, changing it from a 70-second cooldown to a 30-second cooldown, is real good. But the impassable terrain that it leaves behind is absolutely fucking garbage. It is so bad. And there are a number of reasons for that. Think, number 1, if you're trying to steal a camp from the enemy team and you use Sundering to do that, if you've taken the 20 talent, no one can get on the point now, not even your team. Now think about this in a team fight, or when you are trying to split people up in chokes. You have slammed people with your impassable terrain, and now you, nor your team, can run after them because there's this big stupid wall in the way. This talent's just... The cooldown reduction is amazing, but what you should be doing with the ability is just hitting the R and then immediately hitting the R again to drop the terrain, unless you just have this perfect intersection of beautiful terrain to block people and that your team can see them. Then go for it, but every other instance, just double tap that R, make sure that the terrain does not come up, because it is absolutely dog shit, and I wish that they would change it back to what it was before they changed it. It used to be that you could use Sundering and it would fire across the entire map at 20. It was a global ability at level 20, and it was so fucking cool. And I miss it because this change is absolutely awful. Just so bad. But anyway, the changes that Thrall got to his talents, number one were the block charges that you get from Thrall's level 4 talent. It's called Feral Resilience. What you do is you throw out a wolf. If you hit people with it, you're going to get block charges for the number of people hit. And those charges are going to block 75% of auto attack damage for Thrall, which is pretty nuts. So, had I taken Earthquake, had I wanted to play full tank Thrall, I would have taken that, and he got a change to a 13 talent as well, his Spirit Shield, which is his basically Soul Shield, Spell Shield, sorry, and that is now going to block a lot of spell, I think it's 50% of spell damage. It's either 50% or 75%, not sure which. But it does that for 2.5 seconds, and the cooldown on that ability is reduced by 10 seconds every time that you activate your trait, every time that your trait makes one full rotation. So it's basically a soul shield that you can have up so often that you never need to turn it off, because it's always there. And it is absolutely knucking futz. It seems busted. It just seems busted. So if you wanted to play Tank Thrall, that is an option as well. If you're going to play Tank Thrall, don't play Sundering. Play Earthquake. But that's going to be it for this video. I think there are some other characters who got changes, but I don't know if they were really big enough changes for us to give a shit about. So we'll take a look at the patch notes on top of everything Hogger related, and we'll try to get a bit more into countering Hogger as a character, because a lot of people are figuring out that hero may just be a little bit busted. May just be a wee tiny little bit busted. So, yeah. Anyway, stay tuned for that. I will see you next time, and thank you so much for hanging out. Have a nice day.